So in this video we'll be looking at the introduction to one-point perspective. That's me, Mr. Young here. Just first of all, what I've done here is I've drawn a horizon line, which is a straight line across the page here, roughly in the middle, and an X for all the kind of lines to draw back to. So that's our first starting point. Second, just draw some 2D shapes. I'm using rectangles, squares, triangles, etc. So just get those kind of drawn in like so, and you can see the rest of them getting put in a minute. You can use above the horizon line and below as well, so you can put the ones that are in here in this video, but you can also put in your own shapes. So later on, what I'll do, if you leave out circles just now, I'll show you how to maybe do a cylinder. That is more of a constructed feel to it. So you can see this first. Next, what I'm going to start doing is drawing back to our vanishing point here. So you can see I'm drawing all the lines, my lines all the way back here from the corners of this square here to begin with. Make sure when you're drawing your back line here that's parallel to the front one there. So see, this one's horizontal, so this must be straight across, not squint or anything. And you can see that looks like a proper kind of cube or cuboid, if you want to. I would quite call it a cube here. So it looks pretty decent at this stage. Now you'll see later on when this is speeded up that I'm not drawing all the way back to the vanishing point. I'm just taking it as a guide. So you can see now that you can see it's a bit speeded up here, and you'll see that not like here I don't always go right the way back, but I'm just using it as a guide to keep my lines all nice and sort of straight, etc. Just remember at this point here, I'm drawing another shape here, just a rectangle again, and going back to the vanishing point. Now, since this is kind of directly under the vanishing point here, you won't really see the left-hand side or the right-hand side of it, as you can see with some of the other shapes. So you'll just see the top and that front edge there. So don't worry if some of your shapes, when you line it up, you won't be able to see that kind of the side edges. The next stage here is just adding shapes on top of another shape. Really, this is all I'm doing here, is adding another kind of square shape here. It could be any shape. It could be a triangle or a rectangle. Maybe I should have changed it up just to make it look a bit different, but you can see I'm just taking the back edge of it there, and again just drawn back to the vanishing point, and you can see it all kind of matches up here. It's going across there back to the vanishing point, and then the back line there is nice and horizontal as well. What you can do then, I'm rubbing it the inside there just to kind of tidy it up. You can see that's more of a kind of one whole kind of block, like a big L shape. I do the same for above here. I'm just taking it from the side. I think I messed up the distance there, so actually what I did is just draw another block behind it. So you can see you can always draw blocks behind one another as well, going back to the vanishing point. At this stage here, what you can do is, I could have done more of this again, but I just thought I'd add this little bit in here. It's almost like a wee drawer coming out of a kind of unit or something. And so just had the idea there just to kind of take that back and draw that. So you can amend the shapes. You can see how you can actually change them from just simple blocks into something that's slightly more complicated by just joining them together. That's the idea. For any kind of cuts or holes, what you want to do is again just draw the same shape inside here. This is a kind of rectangular or squarish shape, so I'm just drawing that again inside. And again, the inside line will go back to the vanishing point there, and just like that. And then the back corner there, where I've just got there, I'm just bringing that down there just to match up. Should have done that straight, and there we go. That's a bit straighter, just to match up that back corner, so it's all nice and in line. So obviously it's not going to stick out past the back edge of that kind of square sort of square cube shape. Feel free, once you've got the basics done there, to add more shapes to your page here. I'm just adding some more lines down here and everything, just to make it a bit more, kind of making the page filled out a little bit more. Again, just using the same principle, going back to the vanishing point and adding some more shapes in here. For the cylinder, this could be put anywhere. The gap I've got up here is at the top. Just drawing again another wee square, going back to the vanishing point. At this point what I'm going to do is find the back edge and then find the back part of this as well. So I'm going back in here from the inside line. This is to find the back of the kind of square in the front of the square. And again, what I'm doing now, and you've probably seen this technique, I'm splitting up the square using diagonal lines and a vertical and horizontal. I'm doing the back of that as well. You might need to pause this while you're doing it. And again, I can create the circle within the square there. So the square should kind of touch the outer edge of the square shape. And it's kind of constructing this circle. I know it's only going to go down this outside bit here, but I'll draw it in anyway at the top, and then draw my lines just at I was going to say the corners, but there's no corners to a circle, but you know what I mean, just at that kind of the bottom edges there. And I can see I can rub out that out a bit there. And you can rub out the constructor once you've done it, but if you've done it nice and light, then the cylinder will show through anyway. Check out the next video for how to render it just using lines and dots, and thanks for watching and stay safe.